Hi, everyone. Josh Miller here with the NFT business team over at IOHK. And we're here to talk about Wolfram Blockchain Labs and our recent work on the Wolfram NFT auction, as well as other things that we've been working on with Wolfram Labs in other areas. The relationship with Wolfram has been extremely fruitful from the beginning, and it's really been a combination of minds and creativity to come up with everything that we've wanted to do. From the NFT side, we ran a successful auction just a few weeks ago, and we learned many important lessons and challenges that others out there in the Cardano NFT space have also learned. I'd like to give it over now to Greta, who's on the team as a product manager, talking to John and Christian over at Wolfram Labs. Greta?
Thank you, Josh. As you told, the more recent project that we developed together with Wolfram is an auction house for the Wolfram NFTs, which its first auction finished a few weeks ago with a successful sale of the 10 NFTs for more than 40K ADA. So we have here also John. John, thank you for being here. And John, why NFTs?
Thanks for having us here, Greta. We really appreciate it. I had an opportunity to write a blog post for IOHK as a guest, I guess a couple of months ago now. And I think that kind of summarizes my feelings about community when it comes to NFTs. That there's really this experiential aspect to NFTs where we can use them almost like a social unit to save like things that we're really interested in or proud of or other things for particular moments. So I think with Stephen, we were able to do a live minting where it's basically commemorated as Wolfram and Stephen Wolfram being able to do something for the first time. So that was really great and really interesting. And I think that echoes over into why we think NFTs are so great. It's almost like with experiential NFTs, a new social unit that really puts users into control. And you can get all the aspects of crypto and blockchain kind of rolled into one experience in a way, where you've got privacy, the ability to share what you want with other people, and somewhat transparency. And I think we're going to have a really cool experience around this soon. Hopefully, fingers crossed, during this right now. I think it's also kind of a smart contract entry point where we can almost give a level of education to ordinary users who are out there so they can really experience, again, like these values that we all think are really important within the decentralized space. So it's almost an entry point for all of crypto as a whole. And it's something that as a community, from like the Wolfram Blockchain Labs aspect, and I think IOHK, Cardano, and even other folks that are out there at large in the blockchain community, it's something that we can evangelize to other communities that are out there and our family, friends, neighbors, associates, and even like for me, random people on the street.
Thank you, John. And we have also Christian here. Hey, Christian, can you tell us what is the connection between art and science that you work on at Wolfram?
Hi, Greta. Yeah, thanks for having me here. So many of us at Wolfram have a scientific background. So maybe people from many different fields of human knowledge end up at our company. And what I find is that the creative process that we follow when developing technology is highly influenced by the scientific mindset of our people. That scientific creativity is not so different from artistic creativity. When you do art, it's not just inspiration. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of exploration and experimentation. And I find that our creative process in technologies is very similar to that.
Nice. And can you give us an introduction also about the cellular automaton and the notable universe models?
Yeah, well, that's a huge topic we can fully cover here, but both concepts share the same ideas, that you can have complex stuff starting with very simple and deterministic rules. Cellular automata are computational structures usually represented as black and white squares that can sometimes do very, very complex stuff when you evolve them in time following simple rules. the notable universes. They come from the Wolfram physics project. So its goal is to find the fundamental theory of physics, developing a whole framework of computational methods and ideas to describe how the universe works and maybe even other universes.
Yeah, and we actually did a live minting event where Stephen Wolfram in person minted the NFTs. Can you tell us also more about this event?
Sure. So the technology we developed at Wolfram allows us to programmatically create many things. We automate a lot of stuff. So we think of the Wolfram language as a computational language for humans to communicate with other humans, with other machines, and machines between machines. And because of that, we do a lot of live coding, which is basically writing code in real time to communicate something. So we developed a tool to mint NFTs on the Cardano blockchain. So we use this internally for some educational events where we actually minted hundreds of NFTs in real time with our language. And, since Stephen Wolfram does many live stream events like internal meetings, Q&As, conversations with notable people and such. So we thought it would be fun to use our own technology, in the wild, like knowing that things can break, crash and burn. But hopefully our live stream went smoothly and Stephen was able to generate 10 beautiful solar automata designs that were minted as NFTs on the Cardano mainnet. So we actually planned for 1 hour, but even ran for a little bit more than 3 hours, I believe. We spent a lot of time discussing the names of the pieces. And so some people consider that as real-time digital art or something. We call this live minting. And we are now building more stuff on top of that for future events where we want to include the Cardano community and other communities. And yeah, we have some special treats for the people who were part of the auction, that we did for the live minted pieces. So if you were part of that auction, thank you very much, and we'll be in touch with you.
Is there any live demonstration of Wolfram technology that you can show us here?
Sure. Right. So for example, I have here a picture of myself, and we have all these machine learning tools to do cool stuff. So for example, here I'm using the find faces function to find the coordinates of my face. And now I'm locating that with a rectangle. So I can ask the program also to locate my eyes with this just line of code I'm running here. And I can also highlight this in my image. And finally, we can use we'll call this our Cardano laser eyes function to produce this cool image that I hope people will use to show their support for the Cardano community. And I hope my image doesn't become a meme or something, but who knows?
You never know.
Yeah.
Nice. And going back to John, you also have workshop plans for engaging the community, as you tell us. Can you share more about this?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I think if people are super interested in the demonstration that Christian showed, let us know and we'll try to figure out how to make that more available, on Twitter or Reddit or something like that. But these workshops are really for the same type of thing. Christian did a great workshop with University of Zurich early in the summer around NFTs. So it's something that we've already done, and it had a really great experience for the people, and they were really happy about it. We also have several hackathons planned with Protocol Labs, which their products IPFS and Filecoin, Cardano uses for NFTs along with a bunch of others. So there's all sorts of stuff that can be done there. So we're going to have a hackathon in the fall and one in the spring. And what we're going to do is have workshops in advance of those so people can know more about using Wolfram language and using our partners like Cardano's tools in Wolfram language to come up with great stuff. From there, we're going to do additional workshops just about how we think about how economics is involved with blockchain and crypto as well. So people get a more general kind of ideas about how not only we feel like crypto is going to change the world and decentralized tools will change the world, but certainly a lot of other people as well. Then when it comes to South by Southwest, We've actually applied to do an NFT workshop. Christian really led the charge with that. And ideally, fingers crossed, we'll be selected there. But even if we're not selected, we plan on doing extensive stuff at South by Southwest that certainly will involve Cardano and other folks there. And I think South by Southwest is super interesting because those are the type of tastemakers in film, art, education, and technology that we really want to bring into decentralized services.
Thank you, John. And here is also Francisco, that is working on the oracles with Wolfram. So, Francisco.
Congratulations, John, for your NFT auctions. That has been a great integration of your tools with our blockchain. Now let's talk about the future. We are going to implement Cardano, oracles for Cardano using Plutus. The oracles are a key components for any blockchain since they're the way that smart contracts get data from outside the blockchain. What benefits will developers of smart contracts get from your oracles?
Yeah, absolutely. We've been hard at work working on oracles across our ecosystem with other collaborators in addition to Cardano. So we're really excited about adding Cardano in. And I think really what things highlight with oracles is the benefits that are inherent in Wolfram language as a knowledge-based language. As Christian stated earlier, we really emphasize computational intelligence, which really enables humans to be able to really kind of talk to machines, and then machines to have a better understanding of the world as well. And again, we look at Wolfram language as really this knowledge-based programming language that can understand the world at large in terms of entities and other aspects. So we also work with a large number of technology companies, so that really helps to bring computational intelligence to their products as well. So there's this larger community of experiences that we've had, which will prove really useful when it comes to both the Oracle kind of bridge technology, but then kind of more importantly, the computational facts that we have available within Wolfram language. And we've seen that power lots of great services, help to power lots of great services over the past decade, which in and of itself is another amazing thing to think about in terms of this pathway of technology that we've had, and really the visionary aspects of what Stephen Wolfram has been able to do.
Yes, and you work also with big companies developing complex software like Siri and Alexa for Apple and Amazon. How do you envision that these big companies will benefit from using blockchain technology?
Sure. So I think we like to think about it ourselves, or at least maybe it's me that I say it, but hopefully we're your favorite tech company's favorite tech company, to just show that we've had the benefit of working with a number of Fortune 10 tech companies where we provide, the knowledge-based capabilities of Wolfram language and our tools to be integrated in some of the really important products that they make. So for instance, when it comes to Microsoft Excel, it's that you can access the Wolfram knowledge base and hopefully even other stuff from within Excel and use that. So I think these companies already benefit from the same kind of computational facts that we're bringing to smart contracts with the introduction of Plutus. So I think the things that we've learned there are dealing with both projects and companies of all sizes. But because we have a world-class consulting agency within Wolfram that not only works on small projects, but up to these very large projects and ideas, really taking them from kind of an idea to a vision of something to executing something, even when it comes to be very large. So what we've noticed too as well is there's kind of been this initial view of smart contracts as kind of maybe they could be bespoke and across the board, to really now it's more like we see maybe 3 or 4 areas: gambling and gaming, decentralized finance, tokens, and that can be either maybe 1 or 2 when you think about fungible and non-fungible, and then perhaps maybe a 4th or 5th now with DAOs. And so I think we've been able to have some experience in a lot of those different areas, just as a team at Wolfram Blockchain Labs. But then we've also been able to provide experience and our expertise to our consultants within Wolfram, along with just general research and development programmers as well at Wolfram. So it's kind of like we're disseminating our knowledge that we've learned from folks like IOHK across all of Wolfram, who will then interface and interact with other folks. And so that knowledge will just continue to propagate through, I think, the technology community in general. So I think the other progression that we've learned, when you combine kind of this experience with Josh and Greta and other folks at IOHK in terms of looking at stuff with NFTs, is that there's a real propagation that's going to happen from the decentralized folks who are at this summit to kind of general consumers. At least we hope that with things like NFTs, where we'll be able to pull in our family, friends, associates, other people, perhaps even enemies and stuff, to be like, hey, use this great technology. And we'll see that go to even companies that are out there. And I think you see that most rapidly again with NFTs, that you have companies that you've never heard of before being involved in blockchain that are interested because of the collectible aspect, the social aspect of NFTs. So I really feel like, hey, we're at the vanguard of this movement, and oracles and computational facts are going to serve to bring even more people in and even more use cases in. And it's just really exciting to be doing that with IOHK and the Cardano community at large.
Thank you, John, and thank you to the rest of the team. It has been a pleasure working with you. And well, let's hope for amazing challenges and amazing things to come next.